Oh, this smells like curry. It's my first Q&A. I've never thought that I would be doing this. A little bit nervous, but here we go. What's the secret? The secret is this. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's the video for you to watch. How do you think Mr. Potato will react? Honestly, I have no idea. Did you have experience with editing or film before beginning your secret mission? Short answer, no.
Well, actually, just no in general.
I've never had formal training. Everything is self-taught. So, does anyone know about the secret mission? My side of the family knows. Like my parents know and my siblings know. Also, all the friends who appear in my videos, they already know too, because I needed to get their consent in terms of putting the video out into the world for a lot of you guys to see. So yes, anyone who appears in the video knows that I'm on the secret mission. On his side of the family, nobody knows. How are you so fluent in Japanese? A little complicated. I grew up in the States, but I've been going back and forth between Japan and the US. Where I grew up back home, there was a big Japanese community. I went to Japanese school every Saturday in addition to my English, just normal school. And I did that until high school. And my parents are Japanese. I'm full Japanese, and all my extended family lives in Japan. So, you know, I was always around the language. And my friends, even back home, they were bilingual. So we basically spoke Japanglish.
Most of the time.
Just being surrounded by two cultures, I think it really helped me keep both languages alive.
猫が水に splash in and もうメアメアできない
I have my MacBook Air. I have it on my lap here, so I'll probably be looking up and down, but don't mind me. Did you have any culture shocks? One of the biggest Japanese culture shock has been the idea of
Age appropriateness.
I constantly just keep on hearing like, oh, I can't wear certain things or certain color. I was talking to my friend and she was saying she can't wear baby pink anymore because it's too childish. Girl, wear what you want to wear. Life is too short to think about what other people are gonna think. I don't know, maybe I'm just too American to be here. How do you stay consistent? By all means, I am not consistent at all. I would be the worst person to come for advice for being consistent. But I think in terms of this channel, I have been able to just consistently upload the videos and then write the scripts, do the edits, talking to you guys, commenting back and forth, because I think I genuinely just love doing it. I just love the creating process, the editing. I mean, sometimes the editing can be really tedious, like putting in subtitles, but you know, just reading all your comments, I just genuinely love doing all of it. Does Mr. Potato suspect anything? I don't know. It's so funny because a lot of you think that my husband actually knows my secret mission, and I just don't know that he knows. He's just letting me run my own show. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised because he's a very keen person. So I wouldn't be surprised that if he actually knew and just letting me run with this. I honestly don't know because obviously we never talked about it. So yeah, but I'll let you know if he knows. Oof. I got so many questions on this. Japan travel recommendations. Guys, I married a Japanese man.
Of course, I have all the recommendations.
Are you kidding me? Do you want me to show you? Like, there's so many hidden gems that won't usually show up on the international traveling guide. Just the ones in Shibuya. I have that many. I don't know how many I have saved, but it's over
Thousands for sure.
And I would love to give recommendations because, okay, here's the thing. I think, you know, because I have a mixed feeling about all the, you know, tourists and foreigners just lining up for certain places. Sometimes they're actual legit good places that they're lining up for. But sometimes you would just come across the most random restaurant or something and all you see is just
Foreigners lining up.
but there's no locals. And I think that restaurant specifically probably did a lot of advertising and promote their restaurant to overseas, and like kudos to them for doing so much work. But like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best place or where the locals eat. There's no like terrible place in Japan. I feel like in general, like restaurants in Japan are pretty decent priced and generally good, but there are better ones than the others. So if you guys want my recommendations, like if you do, I can just make it into like a PDF, have you guys download it or something, so that when you come to Japan, you can just kind of check off the list. I would love to do that. So let me know in the comments if you guys are interested. Meet and greet. I would never ever thought that someone would ask me to do a meet and greet. And yes, I would love to do meet and greet because I feel like I know so many of you already. I know some of you are going through high school, getting midterms exams. And you know, I had a girl who said that
I think she's vegan or vegetarian.
she was very, very appreciative of my post of introducing vegan donut shop in Japan. But as of now, I'm literally running everything by myself. You know, from setting up the camera, setting the reflector. I don't know how to use this. I do all the edits. I do the script writing. I do the storytelling. I do housework because I'm a housewife. I don't have the capacity to plan anything official, if that makes sense. Once I'm more established and hopefully get a team for myself, I would love to do meet and greet. I would absolutely love to see you guys. If we see you in public, can we say hi? This is such a good question. And I honestly haven't thought about it much because a lot of you guys are overseas. I don't think I have that many people in Japan watching me because all my contents are in obviously English. So, and maybe this might be a good idea to like come up with like some kind of like hand gesture or like a secret code that we can do because a lot of times I would be with my husband when I'm out and about. I don't know. What do you think? I think we should decide together, you know, some kind of way to be like, yeah, I got you. So leave any ideas in the comments. We can explore a way of, you know, communicating in secret. Oh, this is exciting. What if your husband finds the channel? That will be the end of my secret missions and maybe the beginning of something new. How did you decide to move to Japan instead of your husband moving with you to the States? It did feel natural for me to come back to Japan because first, it's my roots and I've always wanted the experience of living in Japan. I did talk to my husband before we got married that I might not last long in Japan because, you know, I've never experienced it before as an adult being on my own. So I didn't know how I would feel in terms of working environment, just living in general, making friends. And so I told my husband that we could potentially move back to America if I ever feel like I'm just not fitting. And my husband was completely open to it. He actually loves learning new cultures and stuff, so he was actually excited that he might have an opportunity to live in the States. What software do you use? I use MacBook, but this is from 12 years ago. This is, I think, 2014. Wait, is that 12 years ago? Yeah, this is back from 2014. So I've been using this for quite a bit now. I don't know how it's still running. I can't even update the Final Cut Pro anymore. So I really am on the verge of buying a new one. And she's tired. She's tired, you know? She's been working for me. I think it's almost time for her to rest. How do you figure out what you want to do in life? How do you know you've made the right choices and won't regret it later? This is a tough question. I don't think most people actually know what they want to do with their life, including myself. I really do believe that doing what you genuinely love to do is like the safe risk you can take. Even if it doesn't turn out the way that you hope it would or how you imagined, I feel like you won't regret as much if you choose something that felt aligned at that time. Because, you know, in life, you can't really control the outcome. But if you're honest about who you are and what you want to do and what kind of life you want and do something that brings you joy in life, I feel like that generally leads you somewhere meaningful. And I feel like a lot of people's regret come from not doing it. Am I trying too hard to be an influencer? I don't know. I don't know if this is a good advice, but you take it or leave it, you know? Going back to the question, how do you figure out what you want in life? Do what you love to do and then be on a constant journey of finding what you love to do. Where are you two going for honeymoon? That is still up in the air as well. We have talked about going to Europe because the only country that I've been in Europe is Greece. And so that's a potential. Also, we're thinking South Africa? South America? You should have a name for your fans. I love that. I've already talked about this with a few of you guys, but I don't really like the word fans because I feel like it would just put us into a certain dynamic. But then at the same time, I'm always like, okay, my subscribers, but then that sounds like a little distant. And so, yeah, I would love to come up with what I can call you guys and call this community. So let me know in the comments, name for my so-called fans, my subscribers, so that it feels a little warmer and that would make it feel a little more personal. Has anyone spotted you yet? Not yet. I'm tired of living and I feel like a disappointment. I honestly think way more people feel this way than we realize. guys. Even within the same family, with all my siblings, I have different experiences from them, and everyone carries different pressure, expectations from people, expectations from you. So there are times when you're gonna feel very exhausted. So just take the time that you're struggling, not being able to do correctly, or if you think you're just not getting anywhere, just take that as a rest in your life. And you know, rest is a big part of the process. And you know, when you get your energy back within that rest time, then you'll just move again. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, I'm not making progress, or I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I'm not achieving anything. You know, you don't have to have it all together right now. So why don't I just put it right here? Oh, is this bad for both the microphone and the phone? So hot. How is Mr. Potato doing? Update on his work. Thank you for asking. This is so sweet. A lot of you guys ask how he's doing with work. His work has been pretty tough. A lot of late nights. One time he was up until like 3 a.m. in the morning. Probably like January to like mid-March, he's always busy. But he did say April should calm down a little bit. So he's definitely starting to see the end of the tunnel. And I'm just so impressed with how he's handling stress, because I would be
all over the place.
the hardest and easiest part of being in Japan. The easiest is the language. I can speak Japanese, so daily life conversation I'd have no problem with.
Yamete could just stop.
The hardest, this might be just me, navigating Japanese apps and websites. I would literally spend hours just to like change my password.
Because I don't know if it's the UI or like the buttons that they use.
It's just so hard navigating. Even making a reservation for restaurants, I would take forever. What's your plan for growing the channel? That's a really good question. I have a very clear vision of what not to make my channel into. How many languages do you speak? 1. Japanglish. What language would you like to learn? Spanish and Chinese. But I am super
Dyslexic.
so I don't know. Learning another 2 new languages might be close to impossible. Favorite food? I love this question. I love everything and anything. You know, I love Thai food, Vietnamese, Mediterranean, Indian food. What else? Italian food, American food, basically anything, but especially spicy things. I would have chili oil in my purse because it's non-negotiable. I have to have some kind of form of chili, whether it's chili oil, hot sauce like sriracha or Tabasco. I have to have them with
Every dish and every meal.
and one of my dreams actually is to make my own chili oil. That would be a fun project to do. Go to comfort food, anything spicy. If it's noodles, even better. If you end up getting a sponsor, how are you going to explain a random blender you just happen to get in the mail to your house? This is such a good question, but also at the same time, I'm like, this is like such a surreal questions for me. I haven't gotten much experience out of it, but
It's just a baby.
would you open a P.O. box or Amazon wish list one day so we could get you a present for your honeymoon? But that's so nice. And you know, it just feels so surreal to even be asked this kind of questions. As much as I appreciate your offer and like your kindness, I can't just like, you know, get stuff from you. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have to earn it to get something from you guys. I would love to do something that I could give back to you guys so that in return, so that it would be like an equal exchange. Because honestly, your support, you having to comment this question for me is like already enough for me. I feel like I'm establishing a good relationship, a good community to express love and to care for other people, and I just love doing that. So why don't we do this? If I do ever get a chance to launch something with my creativity, other than the videos, then I would love to have you guys support it. Whether it's gonna be digital product or physical, maybe a chili oil, who knows? There's always a way, so I would very much appreciate if you could give me a support for it. But until then, thank you for the offer. Guys, you guys are too nice. And there's another thing that I would want to tell my husband, but I can't. And going off of that, I had a question saying, what's the hardest struggle on this journey? Is to not being able to share this with my husband. And there's just so many times where I was like, look, there's so many people cheering for you, but then I can't. It just makes me so sad that I can't do that. So yeah, I think that's the hardest part of being on this journey, is not to be able to share the process of such a wonderful experiences that I've been getting from you guys. I just find keeping joy to myself is
It's like the hardest thing ever.
but then I love keeping the secret from him. Yeah, it's a well balance of love and hate relationship. How long have you been married? 2 years. Wait, you took the LSAT? I did indeed. How do you edit your videos? They look cinematic. I do everything manually on my 12-year-old 7-year-old MacBook with Final Cut Pro. I've been just doing it for a hobby to make videos for my family to watch. By all means, it's not professionally done. I've gotten a lot of messages about some of you guys wanting to be a YouTuber or a content creator. So if you guys are interested, like I said, always comment it in the comments so that I can see what I can do to help you guys. Ooh, one thing. The only external tools that I use is called Artlist. It's basically where I download any sound effects or music with the copyright license. This is not sponsored, so it's just truly my opinion. It's very easy to use. I love using it. However, it is slightly out of my budget. So I use their cheapest plan. That lets me download music and sound effects. But there's like a whole nother side where you can play with the AI. But it's just, as of now, my budget is very, very tight. I'm not able to utilize a lot of the things that's offered on Artlist. But when it comes to putting out your work, I'm very, very careful of copywriting and just giving credits to the creators. So just knowing everything that you get off of Artlist is licensed and knowing that credits are given to the creators, it really helps me not to stress about using other people's work without crediting them. And even if it wasn't on purpose, like you could accidentally use someone's work and not credit them. It is a very useful tool. So Artlist, if you're listening, no, just kidding. Favorite place you've been together? Other than Australia where he proposed to me, I loved Hokkaido. It's the northern part of Japan. The scenery was so beautiful. The food was delicious. And there's this one Japanese barbecue place that we went, or actually 2 places. Unforgettable. I like constantly think about the restaurant and wanting to go back. Also, fried chicken place. So good. Oh my god. They just fry the whole chicken. The place is called Naruto. So good. Oh my god. Like, you probably would never have anything like it. It's like, who can say no to fried chicken, So good. How do you prepare for seasonal changes? Go to Starbucks. That might sound ridiculous, but think about it. Like, when PSL comes out, it's fall. Same thing. But Japanese Starbucks are on another level. Seasonal flavored frappuccino every month. Like, every month. Would this work? Is this... Oh. I don't know. I hope it will. Let's do Q&A.